Yo, yo, yo. Still, make sure you guys can hear me. Hope so. Make this one real quick. All right. Y'all know the drill. We get started in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Maybe that's too loud. See if we can get one person in here tonight. Just one. Just one, baby. Just one. Don't touch me. Oh, people must be watching the World Series. I picked a great time to do this. Good job, Jay. Oh, 8:20. Okay. Who plays tonight? The Knicks in Houston at 8 o'clock. Who plays at 10? Dallas and the Clippers. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Eventually, when I get good at this, I'm gonna start going as soon as the camera rolls. But what I want to do now is, send a link out and see if people will join. Just give them a little bit of time. All right. 1 minute. Is it sending my notifications up? My bad. Oh, here we go. Welcome to JFree Journey Basketball Training. Let me start it over. I stuttered. Welcome to JFree Journey Basketball Training. Well, I'm here to bring you content and not nonsense. And I just want to say I appreciate all the support and the views I get and subscribers. Let's keep this thing going. I'm here to bring you content and not nonsense. What I do is provide you guys with valuable information that you can take and apply, whether you're 6 years old or even if you're an adult. It's a little bit of kind of a melting pot for the audience that I want to deliver to. Anyone who's looking to get better in the game of basketball or just want to simply talk basketball, that's what this channel basically is for. But for today's topic, we wanted to discuss which type of player is better to study, the college player or the NBA player. This is a very, very good topic to me, but I'm not going to take too much of your time out. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. You have players who typically want to get better, obviously, and 9 times out of 10, these players are going to look up to the guys in the NBA, of course. So you're going to look up to your Michael Jordans, back in my day. You're going to look up to your Michael Jordans. Let's fast forward to the present time. You're going to look up to your Steph Currys, your LeBrons, your Kyries, all your superstar players. These are the marquee guys that most of the youth, generally speaking, they typically look up to. So what does one person do when they look up to them? Obviously, they emulate them and they copy them and want to be just like them. So you have a plethora of people who constantly study these guys in and out, and they take those habits over into the court. Now, at the same note, while the NBA season is going on, you have the college season going on. You have a lot of players that are also good as well. Now, more often than not, it's often understood that a kid is going to typically look up to an NBA player versus a college player. There are some college players that are looked at and studied, but most of the time they're NBA because of the flashiness, because of the athleticism, because of the unique God-given talent that these guys have. So, and that's a great thing. It's fun to watch these guys. I love watching them. I love watching NBA players, but I also love watching college. I mean, college is great too, but I'm more of an NBA fan personally, me, just because just the style and the way they play. Where college is more like hustle hard, 100% the whole time. NBA guys are a little bit more like, they play a little bit more loose. It's not as much pressure. But it is pressure, but it's a different type of pressure. The game is way faster in the NBA than college, but those guys they ain't got to be on that rah stuff the whole time because they're taller and athletic and stronger and that type of stuff. But so here's the question a lot of people probably have. Should I watch if I'm an up and coming player, should I watch college players or should I watch NBA players? Good question. So, and think about it like this. Let's think about NBA for a second. Last time I checked, and this is a ballpark number. What's the population of, like, let's say the United States? In the millions, of course. I don't know. I would say in the hundred. I don't know, man. Don't laugh. Maybe several millions, about in the tens of 20, 30 million, maybe. I don't know. That's the best. Let's just say there's a crap load of people, right? All right. So you take those millions of people that are in the U.S. and you compare it to the NBA player, the amount of players in the NBA. I would say the amount of players right now in the league are probably around like 300 or so, maybe that, give or take. So let's compare the number 300 to 20 million. It's a big difference, right? So with that being said, if you can dwindle it down, you out of 20 million people, you make it into a cesspool of 300. Then that says that you're pretty unique in some aspect. Now, usually with NBA, these guys, the number is small because these guys possess, otherworldly talents, and they're just extraordinary in certain features that everyday people aren't. So with that, for example, take LeBron James. How many 6'8", 6'9" people weighing 250 plus that can move like a guard? How many people are there out there like that? In comparison. Think about it. Think about somebody like Anthony Davis. Like this kid's 7 foot, basically, and is fast, has a crazy wingspan. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if I said that right. Look at him. How many players are like that? Look at people like Steph. How many people can shoot like Steph, like ridiculous like that? I'm sure there are some, but at that accuracy in that big stage, how many people can do that? Not a lot. James Harden. James Harden is 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", maybe. No, 6'4", 6'5.5". Solid, built like a rock, and super fast and super strong, man. So Westbrook is super fast, 6'4", with long arms. Same with John Wall. So I can keep going down the list. So what does that say about NBA players? NBA players are unfreaking believable. You can't really teach the stuff that they do on the court. You can't teach somebody to play like LeBron, because LeBron is LeBron. You're not going to play like that guy because you're 9 times out of 10 you're not going to have the same type of body type and all that type of stuff. The same thing with any of these other guys. So with that being said, so let's look at the college level. So the college level is going to be the number gets a little bigger. It's more than 300. I mean, you might have 300 in a conference or something, in a region, in a certain area in the country. So there are more opportunities to play in college because the talent ceiling is not as high as the NBA level. Now, that's not taking anything away from college players. I was a college player. But in the college game, they are more relatable to people, to like young kids who are wanting to have a career in basketball. I say that because most people aren't going to the NBA. I mean, a lot, but it's a good number of people that will make it to college. Not a lot, but a certain amount, a substantial amount, to where they'll have a successful collegiate career, but then they won't go pro. So with that being said, I tend to tell people I train to study college kids versus NBA kids. And I'll tell you why. And this is no knock on anyone. This is no shattering of any dreams. By all means, if you are wanting to go to the league, try, man. Give your all. This is no knock. It's not saying you can't make it. Let me put that disclaimer out there. Like, go after your goals, man. If you want to get to the league, man, work your butt off and get to the league. Nobody's stopping you but you, unless it's some kind of injury or some kind of unforeseen circumstance. Then that's an exception. But try your hardest to get to the league, man. So the reason I tell people to study college kids, because let's just talk about the collegiate game. So in the collegiate game, kids are big. Let's talk about, we can talk about the major colleges, the Kentuckys and all of them. I almost want to say Kentucky's really a bad example because those are like usually your one and done. Kids are going to play 1 year and then boost straight to the league. But let's take, let's remove Kentucky. Let's talk about somebody like, let's do ACC. Let's do somebody like a Clemson. A Clemson or, a Maryland, Wake Forest. I'm just picking a school at random. Like, most of the time, those guys are not going to go to the league and be – most of them. Some of them will, but the majority of those guys on those squads are not going to the NBA. But they are still skilled enough to be successful at collegiate level. So that means that these guys were very, very good in high school. enough to earn a full-ride scholarship to go play at a collegiate university. Man, well, you know what? Forget about Wake Forest. Let's talk about any college. So you see these kids, and these kids are not, now there's exceptions, but these kids are not necessarily the biggest and strongest, fastest athletes in the world. They're not, man. They are more than likely to be, a little above average, but at the same time, more comparable to an up-and-coming kid that wants to reach that level. So I tell kids to study college because the college game is more fundamentally sound and it's more disciplined. But these players out there, they have to play that way because they don't have the talent and the speed and athleticism to get away with, using less fundamentals. Because a lot of times these guys in the league are getting away with skill alone. Now, I mean, some of them, but that only gets you so far in the league. But that's another story. But these college guys are fundamentally sound because they're coached and they're under a system. Now, under that system, it's a culture shock when you go from high school to college because it becomes like a job. You become indoctrinated in that culture and you bond with those guys. And so in that bonding, it comes trust and it comes foundation that you establish. That carries over into the court to where you really work on, winning and practicing winning ways. So the way you practice winning ways is working on your fundamentals, making basic passes, no fancy stuff, just efficient things to get you to become a better player. So when you see when you watch the tournament, those kids are out there playing 110%, giving it their all and playing basketball the right way, the correct way. They are, they're playing help defense. They're denying the ball. They're pressuring. And then people on offense are, making good passes, dribbling the ball correctly, penetrating, doing basic fundamental stuff, drawing help, kicking to the open man, that type of stuff. My opinion is if you're training, you need to watch college because you're going to learn more and it'll be more relatable to you 9 times out of 10. You're going to learn more from watching college versus watching NBA because college teaches you how to break presses properly against a good defense. For example, to break a lot of colleges, you see more traps and pressure in college because, the talent's pretty much even. You got to make passes and hit like when you're getting trapped, the open man, the full court press, open man hits the middle, flash middle, you hit the middle, turn around, you got a 2-on-1 or whatever. You got to miss, you got numbers in your favor. It's better to watch and learn how to break defenses down in college because it's more informational, if that's a word. It's more presentable. You can study that stuff. Whereas NBA, you don't see a lot of traps and all that kind of stuff in NBA because these guys are too tall. You can't trap Golden State because Kevin Durant can see over everything. It doesn't matter. All he has to do is throw the ball up and then somebody else will go get it. You're not trapping those guys. It's not going to work. So college, you learn way more fundamentals because NBA, these guys have fundamentals, but at the same time, they also have athleticism to go behind it. So you're not going to get away. You're not gonna learn much from these guys unless you're just that, unless you're naturally gifted like that. So think about it. Think about like college, like somebody like what's my man name from Duke? Jason Tatum. He was very, very good at Duke, and he was very, very good. So then he had a great summer league, but now he's with the Celtics, and he's doing great. But he's not dominating. He's not the man like he was in college. And think about it, how tall is he? What, maybe 6'9", 6'8", with a wingspan. But even then, like he's in a dogfight every night because these guys are superior athletes that he's going. I'm not going to say superior to him, but they are challenging enough to where, it's not a walk in the park every night. Every night you got to show up. So that just speaks the volumes to how the talent is separated. What's up to my viewer? So back to what I was saying, I tell kids to study college players because it's an easier process. It's easier for your brain to process what you're seeing, and you can relate more to it. You're more likely to see a guy running point guard that's maybe 5'10", 5'11", and being successful at it at the collegiate level somebody that you can study playing the right way versus watching, a Chris Paul, which you can learn from like somebody like that. But Chris Paul is just extraordinarily gifted. So you can watch Chris Paul to watch how he reads defenses, but at the same time, Chris Paul has a natural ability to do that. And some of these guys are just uncanny. Whereas college, a lot of these kids develop those skills. Like watch like a senior or like watch an upperclassman, watch his position, whatever position you play. Watch how they play. Watch how they cut and watch how they move and watch how these guys play hard. These guys give 110% every night. And that's what I recommend that, you guys study. It's one thing to study. And there's another thing. When you watch basketball, I tell people this all the time. Don't just watch it. You have to study it. You have to watch really what's going on. Don't just watch it like a casual fan. Watch and see what defenses they're running. Watch and see, what sets they're running to get their best guy open. Watch and see how defenses are boxing out. Watch what kind of turnovers they make. Really keep up with timeouts. See all that kind of stuff. Become involved in it. Don't be like everybody else and just be watching it just to watch it. Chilling. Really study that stuff. You can do it, and then, like I said, let me go back. You can study NBA too. Like NBA has great moves. I mean, it's basically influencing the collegiate game now. I mean, you got people like a Damian Lillard. Those guys they're good to watch, but at the same time, like I said, man, these guys are gifted. But so these guys are gifted, and then plus they work hard on top of that gift, which makes them extraordinary. So you're more hard pressed to kind of, get to where they are because the odds are heavily stacked. So, and plus, NBA, man, of course, they get away with more. It's more traveling. You have more politics, more political things going on. You have favoritism. You have superstar calls versus non-calls. So you got to be very, very careful watching NBA. I mean, it's great. It's entertaining. Like I prefer watching NBA over college. That's just preference. Some people like watching college, but I prefer watching NBA. But you have to be very, very careful trying to play like LeBron James. Like I never forget, man. This was probably about 10 years ago, man. I saw a high schooler, man. This high schooler he was a guard. He's about 5'10", man. His favorite player was Kobe Bryant. So you know how Kobe plays. Kobe's 6'7". Kobe's gonna back you down, elbow, wherever. Turn around and shoot over you. This kid, I kid you not, was practicing. We were playing pickup, and this dude was trying to do fadeaways like he was Kobe. But bro, you're like 5'10". Stop it. So what are you doing? He was getting blocked. He was missing shots. It looked terrible. So that was a prime example of somebody watching somebody in the NBA, a kid watching an NBA guy versus watching a collegiate guy. That guy should have been watching some point guard or something that was, more on his level, more his skill level. So that's a good example. Be careful watching NBA. Like watch it, it's fun, but if you study that stuff, man, just know that you're watching greatness. You're watching extraordinary talent. These guys make millions and millions of dollars for a reason. They're making millions and millions of dollars because they're filling seats, because they're entertaining to watch. People come to see a show when they go to the NBA. That's why you have these TV ratings through the roof. You have, Russell Westbrook signing $205 million contracts. These guys are extraordinarily gifted. So be careful watching them because you might not be able to emulate that stuff. You have a higher chance of emulating stuff you see in college, your local colleges. It doesn't matter what it doesn't. And there's nothing. It doesn't matter D1, D2, NAIA, junior college. College basketball is college basketball, man. Like everybody is competing, and that's another thing. The competitiveness is probably greater in college. I would think so because there's not money really not involved. It's more like pride and just, opportunities to play and, that type of thing. And the stakes are more hard. Those kids give more because they're not as spoiled as NBA players. No knock on the NBA, but it is what it is. So it's better for you, better for your basketball, career to watch guys who are actually hungry, who are actually getting after it. That's who you really want to watch. That's my opinion. You can watch NBA, but like I said, man, be careful. That stuff is like Pandora's box, man. You watch that stuff and you get addicted to it, and then now you're watching it. You're not watching any college. You're watching all NBA. Next thing you know, you're in the gym pulling from half court like you're Steph, trying to dunk like you're LeBron, trying to Euro step and go through people like your James Harden and watch these college kids, man. That's who you really need to be watching. Those kids. Now, here's another thing. You can watch college kids, and then once you get the fundamentals down, then you can kind of try to, watch a little NBA and maybe mesh them together. But what you shouldn't do is just watch pure NBA. That's just my opinion. That's just me personally. I don't think that you just have to be very, very careful watching NBA because those guys, like I said, man, those guys, I mean, you got people like Steph, man, that can just watch the clip against the Clippers. I watched the clip against the Clippers where Austin Rivers was D'ing this dude up. He was all over him at the end of the third quarter, and Steph, he gave him a little bit of space from about 25 feet. Steph just pulled that Morgan. Like, not many people can do that. So what happens is these kids watch that, and then now they go to the gym. The first thing they do is jack up a 50-footer. Like, you got people like LaMelo Ball pulling from half court. Where did he get that from? He got it from Steph. So it's very, very dangerous because if you try to, and that's another thing, if you try to go and emulate that stuff on your local team, college team, high school team, you're going to get benched, and it's going to squander your opportunities. So you just, imagine you working hard, super hard your whole life, and you trying to emulate something an NBA player does, and then you screw up, and there goes all your hard work down the drain, because one thing about college is you have to earn coaches' trust. Because think about it, their job's on the line just like yours. If they are there to win games. If they don't win games, they're out. So they need you to perform. If you don't perform, I mean, it's kind of messed up if you think about it. It's almost like, it's like you're a slave or something. That's another video though. But like I said, watch college versus watching NBA. That's just my opinion. Now, if you're older, now if you're older, in your 20s and you're trying to find an opportunity, watch basketball all you can, man. If you watch NBA, watch the other guys. Don't watch the superstars. Watch the Truett McConnells. Watch the, who's another that guy, the guy from Philly. Watch some of the rookies that come in that that are not getting as much playing time. That's trying to find their way in the league. Watch the journeyman. Watch how they play. Watch somebody like Jared Jack with the Knicks. Watch somebody like who's coming to mind? I don't know. Watching the average player and see how they're surviving. Because think about it. Here's another thing about NBA. The average career span is like maybe 3 years, if that, for the average player. It's kind of like, but it's kind of misleading because you're exposed to the superstars in the NBA and they have these long, illustrious careers, 10, 12, 13, 14 years. This is LeBron's 16th year in the league or something? I don't know. But he's been in there since 2003. But that's because he's LeBron James. So there's plenty of players that got drafted to the NBA from college, having good college careers, and then and now they're doing something else and not playing in the NBA. But I digress. But back to my point, watching college is more better because it's more relatable. It's guys that you can kind of more relate to because they're not millionaires yet. They're not at that point yet. They're still growing. They're still running, and they're still hungry. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents, man. Like I said, if you just wrap it up, if you study the game, if you're trying to grow as a player, particularly younger players, your middle school, so watch college. Watch NBA too, but make sure you're watching your college games, man. It's very, very important, man. But anyway, man, I'm signing out, man. I just wanted to give you guys a little tidbit. About to watch this game right quick. I think, World Series starts tonight. So, man, I think it's on now, man. So I'm catch that Dodgers and Astro game a little bit. Then after that, watch, somebody plays at 8. Who plays at 8:30 tonight on ESPN? Somebody help me out if y'all in there. Who plays? It is... Oh, Houston and New York. Oh, it's already on. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, JFree. That's JFree, like the shirt. JFree, JFree_journey. Follow me on Instagram. Go to my website, www.jfreejourney.com. I'll be posting content there. I used to post a lot of blogs there. I kind of slowed down to get my YouTube going, but I'll get back on there and start posting more blogs, just more basketball related content. And I'll be releasing future videos here. So I appreciate the support, guys. If you have any questions, you can send me an email at jfreejourney@gmail.com. I'll be glad to help you any way I can. Until next time, guys, I appreciate it. Love y'all.